Hello and welcome to the game, where it's not just about finding the right answer, it's about finding the best answer that counts. We've got 4 contestants ready to play. They are John, Kelly, Amy and Ricky. Only one will make it through to the final and prove themselves unbeatable. Let's play round 1. In this round, the contestants will play individually to try and add as much money as they can to their own personal bank. The best way to do that is to find the unbeatable answer. First up, it's John. Hi, John.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I'm from Leeds.
Lovely. Are you a Leeds United fan or are you Leeds Rhino?
Leeds Rhinos.
Leeds Rhino. I had a feeling that might be the case. So, hoping for some sports questions today?
Yeah, if it comes up, you know, consider myself reasonably good at sport.
What do you do for a living? Is anything in your working life that might help you today?
I'm a sales director for a procurement company, so basically I make a living spending other people's money.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah, winning some money to spend on myself would be quite nice.
That would be nice. And what would you spend it on?
Love the States, love to take my family out to America.
Where would you go in the States?
Big Elvis fan. Love to go to Graceland.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? Yeah, wow.
It'd be on the bucket list, definitely.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's see if we can win you some money. Let's have a look at your first question board. Which of these events in the life of Tom Jones happened most recently? He was a friend of Elvis.
Yeah, as he tells us often on The Voice.
Appears in Mars Attacks. Releases It's Not Unusual. Knighted, Sir Tom Jones. Appears on The Voice. Meets Elvis Presley. First sings in Las Vegas.
OK.
How do you feel?
Yeah, feeling reasonably confident now the answers are in front of me.
Yeah, OK.
It's Not Unusual, I think, one of his biggest hits.
Yeah.
That would have been setting him on the road to fame and fortune. Off the back of that, I would have expected him to play Vegas, Meet the King.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be between his knighthood and appearing on The Voice.
OK. Which happened most recently?
I'm going to say he was on The Voice.
On The Voice most recently?
Most recently.
OK, let's bring it down to the floor. So you sound like you know what you're talking about, John, I've got to say. This is the moment to find out whether or not you are blagging it or not. And it's that button right in front of you, because it's worth £1,000 to take into the next round if you are confident that appearing on The Voice happened most recently in the life and times of Sir Tom Jones. Your time starts now. I had a feeling. Good lad, no messing around. Let's go through the answers. One at a time. So, released It's Not Unusual. You would hope that happened before he was on The Voice, so let's get it over and done with. Of course it is. There you go. Right. What happens next in Tom's life? He meets the king himself, Elvis Presley. And again, we can whiz through this because we know that his appearance on The Voice happened more recently. So these are the easy ones, John, and I imagine singing in Vegas is probably next, so let's bring that down. We are looking for what happened most recently in the life of Tom Jones. All right, next, let's bring Mars Attacks down. I'm pretty sure he appears in Mars Attacks before The Voice. So let's find out.
I think so.
Of course. And now it gets squeaky bum time. Let's bring Knighted down to the floor. You were very confident, but these were the 2 answers you were umming and ahhing about, weren't you? Still confident?
Yes.
Yeah. OK. For £1,000, let's find out. Which one of these happened most recently in the life of Sir Tom Jones? It is! Well done! Cool as you like, John.
Thank you.
Cool as you like. Very well done. Fantastic. Let's have a little look at the answers stacked up. So he appears on The Voice in 2012, Knighted in 2006, Mars Attacks was 96, Vegas was 67, And Elvis and It's Not Unusual release in 1965. Before your time, John, but...
Oh, completely.
Yeah, of course. But well played. £1,000 into the next round, and you've certainly set your marker out for these three. Well played.
Excellent. Thank you.
Let's meet our next contender. It's Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I'm from a village just outside Sittingbourne in Kent.
And is there anybody at home watching you now and cheering you on?
Hopefully my husband and my two youngest children, hopefully.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. And if you won the money today, is that who you'd be spending the money on, or are you just going to keep it all to yourself?
As tempting as that is, no, we've moved recently.
Oh, why?
Lovely house, but needs a lot of work.
Right.
So sensible answer would be spend it on the house.
Spend it on the house.
Alternatively, just blow it all on a holiday. So
Yeah, get away from the house. Yeah?
Yes.
Leave someone else to do it.
Yeah.
OK, let's get our first question board up. Of these 6 Royal Air Force ranks, which is the highest? Know anybody in the Air Force?
Nope.
OK.
Unfortunately not.
Air Commodore, Wing Commander, Pilot Officer, Group Captain, Squadron Leader, Air Chief Marshal.
Well, captain stands out straight away as being higher in the ranks, I think.
Captain?
Yeah, or commander. It's like that word, sort of commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go, as a guess, for Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. OK, let's bring Wing Commander down. Sounds important.
They all sound important.
They do all sound important, and I'm sure they are. I'm going to give you the choice anyway, if you suddenly get a rush of confidence that this is the unbeatable answer, your 3 seconds to bag £1,000 into the next round, if it's correct, starts now. No, I mean, it was 3 seconds of pointless telly, really. It was never, ever going to happen, was it?
I love that you can tell how unconfident I am. So, okay.
This is just not your question. That's all right.
It's really not.
Let's see if we can at least get you a few quid to take into round 2.
Okay.
So, each answer that Wing Commander beats is worth £100.
Okay.
So, which one are we going to go with first?
I think I'll start with Squadron Leader.
Squadron Leader. OK, let's bring Squadron Leader down. You would think Commander is more important than Leader.
Not when you say it like that.
Yeah, no, I've said it. I'm not sure, actually. Let's find out. Let's put us out of our misery. For £100, is Wing Commander higher than Squadron Leader? It is. £100.
Okay.
That feels nice to be off the mark, doesn't it?
Yeah, no one's more shocked than me, so that's fine.
OK, well, now you're gaining in confidence a little bit. You can either stop, take your £100 into the next round, or we can carry on.
I'm going to try with Pilot Officer.
Pilot Officer. OK, Pilot Officer, bring that down. Commander Officer. We're hoping Wing Commander is the higher rank out of these two. Let's find out for £100. It is £200.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked. Well, you're doing well. Maybe you knew more than you thought. So now we've got Air Commodore, Group Captain and Air Chief Marshal. You've gone with Wing Commander. Did you have the unbeatable answer all along?
I hope not. It's really difficult now because Chief seems very high. Captain seems very high.
Yeah.
Commodore, possibly the only one that I would try, but...
Tough, that, isn't it? Yeah. I only know it because of Lionel Richie. I don't know if that's... Is that the same? I've no idea.
I think that I'm really happy that I've managed to score anything,
Yeah.
so I'm going to play it safe.
OK.
And I think I'm going to stick where I am.
OK, I think that's fair enough. I think, and I'm sure people at home are also going, leave it.
Yeah.
But let's find out. Let's see how the answers stack up. So, Air Chief Marshal is the highest rank, then Commodore, then Captain. Wing Commander was 4th, and it beat Squadron Leader and Pilot Officer. So, from the choice you picked, you got the maximum amount of money that you possibly could. So, you definitely made the right decision to stop there. Well done to Kelly.
Thank you.
£200, and we'll see you in the next round.
Thank you.
Let's meet our next contender. It's Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dudley.
And you've recently graduated?
Yes, I graduated with a drama degree.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I also got a drama degree, and look at me now.
One day, I'll be where you are.
One day, you're more than welcome. Now, Amy, is there anything that you've studied over the years, anything that you've picked up that you think could help you in today's show?
I kind of don't want a drama question because I feel like I'll embarrass myself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, specific types of theatre, maybe.
Yeah.
TV, movies.
Languages is something you're into?
Yes, I'm very interested in languages, which, again, if I get one, I'll probably embarrass myself. But, you know, depending on the language, you never know.
Of course, of course. Well, best of luck. Let's get your question up and find out. Of these 6 tennis players... Eyes to the sky, that's not a good start, is it? Of these 6 tennis players, which was the first to be ranked #1 in the world? Caroline Wozniacki, Martina Hingis, Naomi Osaka, Lindsay Davenport, Jennifer Capriati, or Kim Clijsters?
The one thing I didn't want was any sport.
Any sport?
And of course.
OK. I know, well, it's always the way, isn't it? OK, so we're looking for the tennis player who was first to be ranked #1 in the world.
I've recently started watching a bit of tennis the last couple of years.
Oh, good.
And I recognise 2 of the names. So I'm kind of hoping that they're more recent because I know who they are.
OK. And who are those 2 that you know?
Martina Hingis and Naomi Osaka.
OK.
I'm going to take a complete guess at Lindsay Davenport.
Lindsay Davenport. OK, let's bring her down to the floor. Brilliant tennis player. But when was she ranked first in the world? If you think you have the unbeatable answer, hit that button. It's worth £1,000 to take into the next round. Your 3 seconds starts now. No. OK, well, we can battle this out now, one at a time. So, Lindsay Davenport is the answer we're going to go with. For every answer Lindsay Davenport beats, you will win 100 quid.
Okay.
So, who are we thinking?
I'm going to do one of the 2 that I know.
OK.
Martina Hingis.
Martina Hingis. OK, let's bring Martina Hingis down. Which was the first to be ranked #1 in the world? Lindsay Davenport versus Martina Hingis. Best of luck. Let's find out. Oh! What a shame. You've hit the net. That's a real shame, Amy. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's it. I'm not surprised.
Well, look, it wasn't your specialist subject, to be fair. So let's have a little look at the answers, see where your one came. Lindsay Davenport was actually the second best answer you could have gone for, but the person you put her up against was the unbeatable answer. So Martina was 1997, Lindsay was 98, right through to Osaka 2019. So I'm so sorry, but we'll still see you in the next round with nothing. Cheers, Amy. OK, next up to serve, it's Ricky. Hi, Ricky.
Hello.
Where are you from, pal?
Cardiff.
What do you do for a living?
I run a vegan plant shop. Cafe.
Vegan? Oh, cafe shop,
Yeah,
I understand. I thought all plants were vegan.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you run a cafe, and have you studied anything? Is there any hobbies you've got? Anything that's going to help your knowledge today?
So on the side, I do a bit of acting when I can. So, yeah, hopefully that'll come in handy.
Yeah, OK. I mean, I also do that, but it's not coming handy yet in any quiz show, but let's hope so. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. OK, Ricky, let's get your question up. In terms of weight, which of these 6 fruits did the world produce most of in 2019?
Right.
Well, I mean, if you run a vegan cafe,
This is my... I mean...
we're off here, aren't we? Let's have a little look. Pears, oranges, apples, apricots, pineapples, figs. So this is according to the UN, but which one of them was produced the most in 2019 in terms of weight?
I'm immediately drawn to apples, just because
Yeah.
it's a fave. But weight, pineapples, heavier, possibly, pears.
And of course, what other countries eat as well.
Oh, yeah, now you've said that, Jace.
Yeah.
Oof. I think I'm going to go with oranges.
Oranges.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
go oranges. Let's bring it down. Popular fruit, I mean, it's got to be up there. It's top 3 of
Gotta be
anyone's
down.
favourite. Sounding pretty confident, Ricky.
Do I?
But how confident? We're going to find out. You've got 3 seconds and a very tempting red button in front of you that is worth £1,000 if you think oranges are unbeatable. Your 3 seconds starts now.
In for a penny.
Oh, OK. Woo. Brave.
Or stupid.
Hey, look, I've no idea either. I think it's a good answer, oranges. But let's find out. Let's pit oranges against figs. I mean,
Who has a fig?
it's got to beat figs.
Gotta beat
I'll
figs.
have a fig, please. No one ever did that.
Who eats a fig?
Let's find out if oranges are more popular than figs. Of course they are. Figs got no chance against the orange. Apricots are next. Let's find out. Are oranges more popular than apricots? OK. I can feel the apples staring at you.
Right in my line.
Pears. Let's bring pears down. I love a pear. As long as you get it in that 4 seconds that it's ready to eat, they're absolutely delicious. OK, let's find out. Oranges versus pears. Yes. OK. Next, pineapple.
Yeah.
Like you said, they do weigh a lot, but do you sell a lot of them? I don't know. Let's find out. Oranges versus pineapples. OK. So the 2 answers you were thinking, apples and oranges,
Come on.
one of them is unbeatable. Ricky, do you know your apples from your oranges? It's worth £1,000, my friend. Let's find out if our vegan cafe owner knows his fruits. Oh!
Knew it.
Oh, my goodness. Pipped at the post.
Literally.
I can't believe it. It shook him to his core. I'm here all day. I've got loads of these. Honestly, I could do about 40. I'm like I'm a proper dad, Ricky. I can't help it. Look, Ricky, you're definitely through to the next round anyway. You did pick the second answer. Apples was the only thing that could have beat it. So you took the risk. It didn't quite take off for you on that occasion. But you're a brilliant first-round player, and we'll see you shortly. That's the end of round 1. So let's take a look at the money. So, lagging at the bottom is Ricky and Amy with their tennis and fruit-based questions. Kelly surprised herself with 200 quid about the Royal Air Force, but romping ahead with a question almost suited for him with £1,000 and currently unbeatable. It's John. Now it's time for round 2. Now, in this round, the players will go head-to-head. John, you've banked the most money so far, so you get to decide who you want to play against in this round.
I am going to play Amy, please.
Amy. All right, OK. It's time for John versus Amy. Let's get ready to rumble. John and Amy, this is where it gets serious, because now it's a game of survival. It doesn't matter that John's on the maximum amount of money and Amy, you're on the least. Either of you could still make it through to the final and be walking away with some cash. The first to win 2 question boards will send their opponent home with nothing. You'll both face the same question board and take it in turns to answer. Just as before, we want you to pick the unbeatable answer on the board. But if you're not sure, just try to pick an answer that is better than your opponent's. So, in the red corner, it's John. In the blue, it's Amy. But who will be victorious? Let's find out. Here is your first question board. Which of these British sports people won a Winter Olympics gold medal the earliest? So, John Curry, Rhoda Martin, Jane Torville, Robin Cousins, Lizzie Arnold, Amy Williams. John, you've got the most money, so you get to answer first. Who's it going to be?
I am going to go with John Curry.
John Curry. OK, let's bring John Curry down to the floor. Amy, do you know any of those?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, I know Jane Torville won a medal quite a while ago, so I'm going to go Jane Torville.
Jane
I've heard of
Torville.
her, why not?
OK, let's bring her down. Jane Torville, John Curry versus Jane Torville. You've both chosen the answer. But do either of you think your answer is unbeatable? John's already had a feel of what that button feels like. Let's find out if he can do it again. If you're right, you'll win £1,000, but more importantly, you will win the board and be halfway to victory. But be careful, because if it's not, you'll hand that victory over to your rival, as well as 100 quid. You've got 3 seconds to decide. Oh, John's there again. You just love that button, John.
Come all this way. I want to push the button.
Absolutely. So you think you've got the unbeatable answer?
I think so.
OK. John Curry, what sport?
Figure skating.
Figure skating, OK. And obviously happened a while ago in your recollection of events.
Late 70s, I think.
All right, well, let's find out, because if you're right, you will bag £1,000 and be 1-0 up on the board. So, shall we go through these answers? Let's start with Lizzie Arnold. John Curry versus Lizzie Arnold. Let's find out. Yeah, nice and easy, that one. Next up is Amy Williams. Which of these British sports people won a Winter Olympics gold medal the earliest? Okay, going well so far. Rona Martin. Let's find out. There you go. Next up, it's Jane Torville. Let's find out if John Curry beats Jane Torville. Yes, it does. So, one of these two answers, Robin Cousins, John Curry, is the unbeatable answer. John seems pretty confident. Amy, you need it to be Robin Cousins to win this board. It's pretty close, I've got to say. One of them is 1976. One of them is 1980. Let's find out. Oh, it was John Curry. Well played. John Curry was the unbeatable answer. Let's have a little look how this stacked up. So you definitely picked the unbeatable answer, 1976, 1980 with Cousins. Torville, who you were going to go for, Amy, was 1984. So not much in it. Right through to Lizzie Arnold, who was most recently in 2014. So very well played, John. The maximum amount of money so far, £2,000, and more importantly, 1 board to 0. If you win this next board, John, you're through to the next round. Amy, you've got to get this. Unfortunately, you get to pick first in this next question board. Which of these national flags features the fewest different colours? Kenya, Fiji, USA, Pakistan, South Africa, or the Seychelles? Now, you were good at languages, but does that help?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about flags. I know what 3 of them look like.
OK.
I'm gonna go Seychelles.
Seychelles?
Yeah.
OK, let's bring Seychelles down. I have literally not a clue what a Seychelles flag looks like.
I think I do.
OK.
I might be wrong, but I think I do.
OK, so we're hoping the Seychelles has the fewest different colours.
Yeah.
And that will keep you in this game. John?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I am going to say Pakistan.
Pakistan. OK, let's bring Pakistan down. You've both chosen an answer. Do you think it's unbeatable? Let's find out. Ooh, not on that occasion. OK, fair enough. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to battle it out one answer at a time. You'll bank £100 for every battle your answer wins. We've got your first choice, Pakistan versus Seychelles. Let's find out. Pakistan wins 1-0 up to John. Amy, got to get this next one to stay in with a chance. John, you get to choose first. So, Kenya, Fiji, USA, South Africa. Think of the flags. We're looking for the least amount of colours.
I am going to say Kenya.
Kenya. OK, let's bring Kenya down. Amy.
I can picture the flag of Kenya, and I think it's got a few colours. So I'm going to go for USA, which I know has got 3.
We know that's got 3. They're very proud of it. They mention it a lot. Let's bring USA down. Kenya versus USA. Amy, you need your answer to be better than John's to stay in with a chance of making that final. Best of luck. Let's find out. USA, USA.
Well done.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, America.
Good play, Amy. You did so well. That is one battle all. Amy, you get to choose first. Fiji versus South Africa. What do you think? Do you know what the Fiji flag looks like?
Not a clue. I know what the South African flag looks like. And from what I can remember, I feel like that has a few. So I'm just going to hope that... I'm going to go with Fiji and just hope it has less.
Let's hit and hope. Fiji, come on down. John, that means you are left with South Africa. OK, let's find out. To keep Amy in this game, we need Fiji to have fewer colours than South Africa on their national flag. Best of luck, Amy. Let's find out. Oh, it was South Africa. 2 boards to 0 to John, sending you through to the next round with £2,200. Well done, John. Amy, let's have a little look at how they ranked. Pakistan was number 1 with 2 colours, USA with 3, Kenya's 4, Seychelles 5, South Africa 6, and Fiji has 7 different colours. So, not somewhere you're going to be going on holiday anytime soon.
Probably not.
Oh, Amy, I'm so sorry. You've been a great player. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I've had a great day, yeah.
Great. Well, best of luck with that degree, and we'll see you on the box again soon, I'm sure. John, wow, not even breaking a sweat. £2,200 taken into the next round. We'll see you very shortly. But who will he face, Kelly or Ricky, in the next round? It's time to find out. So, Kelly and Ricky, you've seen how it's done. You've seen the Iceman, John, get rid of his first competitor. Now, you guys are going to see the same question board, and you're both looking for the unbeatable answer. If you hit your unbeatable button and you're right, you'll instantly win the board and add £1,000 to your bank. But if you're wrong, you hand the board to your opponent and they'll bank £100. The first to win 2 boards will join John in the deciding round. So, Kelly versus Ricky. Here is your first question board. Which of these metric units of length is the shortest? Micrometre, nanometre, kilometre, millimetre, picometre, or metre? Kelly?
I think they all look quite similar, Jason, don't they, really?
Well,
They've all got metre in them.
The word metre is a constant, yes.
I think I'm going to go with millimetre.
Millimetre. OK,
Yeah.
let's bring millimetre down. All right, Ricky, what are you thinking?
Yeah, one stands out to me. I'm going to go with nanometre.
Nanometre. Let's bring nanometre down. You've both chosen your answer, but do either of you feel confident enough to do a John, as we're calling it on this show, and hit your unbeatable button? If you're right, you'll win £1,000, but more importantly, you'll win the first board and be halfway there to the next round to face John. Your 3 seconds starts now. OK, no. There was never a danger, was there, to be fair? OK. Now, neither of you were brave enough to go for your unbeatable button. You are going to go head-to-head and try and bank £100 for each answer that beats your rival. So, let's start with these two. Millimetre, which is about that big, and nanometre, which is a metric system to measure how many nanas are in any given room. Let's find out. Oh, nanometre wins. So 1 up to Ricky and £100, halfway to getting this first board, and you get to choose next.
Just because I've never heard of it, it's going to be picometre.
Picometre. Let's bring that down. OK, Kelly, what are you thinking?
I do know what a couple of them are, so that's good.
I should hope so.
But I'm going to have to go for micrometre.
OK, let's bring micrometre down. OK, so to stay in with a chance of winning this first board, micrometer needs to be shorter than picometer? Let's find out. Oh, it's not. First blood to Ricky. That is one board and another £100. It puts him one step into the next round with John. OK, let's have a little look at how the answers stack up. So picometer is the shorter, it's the unbeatable answer. It's actually 1/1,000,000th of a metre. Then it's nanometer, micrometer, millimetre, metre, and obviously kilometre was the longest. So, Ricky, you take the lead with 1-0. If you win the next board, you're through to the next round to face John. So, let's get your question board up. Of these 6 horses, which won the Grand National most recently? Party Politics, Bollabriggs, One for Arthur, Aldeniti, Red Rum, and Hedge Hunter. You fan of the horses? Fan of the GGs?
Not a clue.
No. OK, well, you get to choose first, Ricky.
OK.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Bollabriggs.
You're going to go for Bollabriggs. OK, let's bring Bollabriggs. You're hoping that is the horse that won the Grand National most recently. OK, Kelly.
Unfortunately, I think my knowledge is the same as Ricky's. I could probably pick out the oldest one.
Yes, I think we all know that one.
Can we all? I think I'm going to go with Aldeniti.
OK, Aldeniti, come on down. Here we are. Aldeniti versus Bollabriggs. Who is odds on to win this one? You've both chosen your first answer, but do either of you think it's unbeatable? You've got 3 seconds to decide. Well, I don't think there was many people putting bets on that. So neither of you were up for pressing your unbeatable button on that occasion. So instead, the first to win 2 battles will take the board and be 1 step closer to sending their opponent home with nothing. It's £100 for each win. Let's start with this one. Aldeniti versus Bollabriggs. It was Bollabriggs. Well done. So more recent. So that is 1-0 to you, Ricky. You are 1 answer closer to being in that next round. Kelly, you need this one, and you get to choose first. What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go One for Arthur.
One for Arthur. Come on down. OK, Ricky, what are you thinking?
Again, never heard of it, so going to go with Hedge Hunter.
Hedge Hunter. OK, come on down, Hedge Hunter. Kelly, you need One for Arthur to have won the Grand National more recently than Hedge Hunter to stay in the game. Let's find out. Oh, wow, there you go. Coming up from the rear, Kelly amazingly draws level with the battles. OK, it all comes down to these 2 last answers. Ricky, it's your turn to pick first.
I'm going to go with Party Politics.
Party Politics. Let's bring Party Politics down. That means, Kelly, you are lumbered with Red Rum. I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? But I don't know when Party Politics was either, but was it more recent than Red Rum? Let's find out. Oh, it was. I think all our bets were on that one there, to be fair. So, unlucky, Kelly, on that occasion. You lost that board, Kelly, which means Ricky, 2 boards to 0, sends you through to the next round with John.
Well done.
And let's see how those answers stacked up. One for Arthur was the most recent, which was 2017, right through to Red Rum, which was in the 1970s. So I'm so sorry, Kelly. That was a tough subject to come up if you know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I bet. Well, look, you played really well. It was great to meet you. Take care. Safe journey home.
Thank you.
Well done to Ricky, who's taken his £400 to pit it against John's 2,200. But money means nothing until you hit that final. But it's time for round 3. Whoever wins will play for their bank in today's final. It's time for John versus Ricky. So here is how it works. Ricky, John, you will take it in turns to choose an answer. The first player to find the unbeatable answer wins the board, and the sooner you find it, the more money you will bank to take into the final. The first to win 2 boards wins the game, and here is your first question board. Which of these British overseas territories is furthest from the UK? Pitcairn Island, Tristan da Cunha, Falkland Islands, Gibraltar, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands. So, John, you got the most money banked for 2,200, so you get to choose first. Any ideas?
I know maybe 3 or 4 of them, but not to the extent of knowing exactly where they are.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start with one that I'd not heard of. I'll go with the Pitcairn Island.
Pitcairn Island. OK, let's bring that down. So, John, you think Pitcairn Island is the unbeatable answer. It's worth £1,000 and the first board to you. So let's see, is Pitcairn Island unbeatable? Wow, out of nowhere. What? Was that a total guess?
Big guess, I've never heard of it.
Crikey.
You johned it.
He absolutely johned it.
Johned that.
That'll be trending, that. Hashtag johned it. Let's have a little look how they stack up. Pitcairn Island was the unbeatable island, Falkland Island, which is what I thought it was. I've been there, and it took me 24 hours to get to. Tristan da Cunha, Cayman Islands, Bermuda, and, of course, just over the sea there, Gibraltar is the closest. Pitcairn Island there, 9,000 miles away in the South Pacific, just plucks out the air, and he bags himself £1,000. But more importantly, the first board goes to John. Ricky.
Come on.
You have to win this next board to stay in with a shout of reaching the final. Good news is it's your turn to pick first. Let's get your question board up. Of these 6 American football teams, which has won the Super Bowl the most times? Big fan?
Not at all.
No? OK. Denver Broncos, Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, Miami Dolphins. Heard of any of them?
Yeah, I've heard about, 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, come on down. All right, we need this to be unbeatable for you to win £1,000, but more importantly, to win that board and draw level with John. Best of luck. Let's find out if Miami Dolphins are unbeatable. Oh, it's not. That was actually the 4th best answer on the board. John, if you can pick the unbeatable answer here, you win and we'll be seeing you in the final. What do you reckon? It's worth 800 quid.
I am going to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys, there we go. The other one that I've heard of. OK. Let's find out. Are the Dallas Cowboys unbeatable? Oh, my goodness, he's done it again. He's hashtag Johned it.
Johned it.
Let's have a little look how the answers stack up. Dallas Cowboys was the top answer, as you saw. New York Giants was next. Denver Broncos, Miami Dolphins, which is what you went for, a 4th. Seattle Seahawks and Jacksonville Jaguars. So that is 2-0 to John. You're going through to the final. Ricky, I'm so sorry. It's been lovely having you today.
Thank you for having me.
And
Cheers.
best of luck with everything.
Cheers.
OK,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Well done, John.
Thank you.
So, John, that's you through to the final. Amazing work. So brave with the unbeatable button and £4,000 heading in to the final. So this is the final and the pressure is on John. I mean, not that you look like you feel any pressure.
Oh, inside, the butterflies are going. let me
Yeah, I
tell
can
you.
imagine. So £4,000, it could be 8, depending on how this final goes. That'd get you to Gracelands, wouldn't it?
Certainly would.
So
I'll send you a picture of me stood outside the gate.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you very much. So you've done unbelievably well, £4,000, and you, in this final, can win either half that, all of it, or even double it to £8,000. So it all comes down to this question board. But this time, we're going to see the answers first. Let's have the answers up. See if this rings a bell. A. Monkey, princess, QWERTY, password, and love. Pretty random, not giving out any clues there, is it?
No.
OK. So those 6 answers will remain the same, but there are 2 different questions, and you get to choose which one you want to face. Let's have the first one up. Of these 6 internet passwords, which is used most often in the UK? And the second one, if these words were all acceptable in Scrabble, which would have the lowest score? Big Scrabble fan?
No.
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 So, all down to you. There's an unbeatable answer in there for both of the questions. If you can find it, that'll be worth £8,000. If you can find an answer that beats 2 other answers, that'll be £2,000. And if you can find an answer that beats 4, that'll be £4,000. What do you reckon?
I don't particularly like either of them.
No.
But I'll choose the internet password.
OK, right, well, let's get rid of that one then. OK, my friend. Best of luck. Let's play the final. All right. Now, as always, I want you to try and pick that unbeatable answer. So, of these 6 internet passwords, which is used most often in the UK? This is according to the UK's National Cyber Security Centre. Have a little look on the board. Do any of them leap out as being the unbeatable answer?
I'm torn between 2. I think they would be either passwords that people would remember more commonly or refer to themselves as Princess Love password.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. If your password is password, you deserve to be a victim of fraud, I would say. I guess it's in that moment, isn't it, of when you decide your password, what you're going to go for. What are you thinking?
I'm going to choose Princess.
Princess. OK, Princess. Come on down to the floor. So you think Princess, out of those 6, is used the most often as a password in this country? OK. Well, I really, really hope it is Princess.
Let's hope so.
OK. So, for £2,000, you've got to win 2 battles. So let's choose our first. What can Princess beat?
Password.
Password. Let's bring password down to the floor and let's hope that the UK are not idiots and choosing password as password. I really, really hope this is a win for you. OK. It's Princess versus password for the first of the 2 battles that are going to win you £2,000. Let's do it. Oh. John, I'm so sorry. On behalf of the British public, they've let you down today, John, not you. Oh, let's have a little look how they stack up. Password was actually the second answer. QWERTY was the top one. Monkey third, Princess fourth. So you could have won half your pot if you'd have picked those 6 A's and Love. But unfortunately, on this occasion, John, you had such a great amount of money.
I had a good run, but it just wasn't my question.
It just wasn't your question. I'm so sorry. What a brilliant contestant you've been. Well done, John. Thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
That's it for today's show. Join us next time on another Unbeatable.